Half an acre. That's all you need for free food all year with this layout. And I'm about to prove that everything you've been told about needing massive land for food independence is a complete lie. Most people think you need acres and acres to feed your family. They're dead wrong. With the right layout, half an acre can produce more food than a family of 6 can eat in 12 months. But here's what the big agriculture companies don't want you to know. This layout makes you completely independent from their system. No more grocery stores. No more rising food prices. No more wondering where your next meal comes from. I discovered this secret after watching a single mom feed her 4 kids year-round from a plot smaller than most people's front yards. When she showed me her setup, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This isn't just gardening. This is food security. While everyone else panics about supply chain disruptions and inflation, you'll be harvesting fresh meals steps from your back door. But here's the catch. This layout only works if you get the positioning exactly right. One mistake, and you'll end up with failed crops and empty plates. The families using this system are saving $12,000 a year on groceries. Some are making money selling their surplus to neighbors. So here's the question that could change everything. What if you never had to buy food again? Mia Rivera stands at the checkout, watching the numbers climb. Last month, her grocery bill hit $9,200, almost half her annual income gone just to keep her family fed. She's not alone. The Bureau of Labor Statistics puts the average American household's grocery bill at $6,224 a year. But for families with kids, the real number often creeps much higher. For many, the only thing growing in the backyard is a patch of grass that soaks up water and offers nothing in return. Over 70% of suburban yards are nothing but lawns, an ocean of green that can't fill a single plate. Every trip to the store brings a new shock. Milk, eggs, fresh fruit, prices inch up while paychecks stand still. Mia's receipts pile up, each one a reminder of how fragile her food security really is. She tries to stretch every dollar, clipping coupons, buying in bulk, skipping anything that isn't strictly necessary. Still, the math never adds up. The promise of cheap, easy abundance from the supermarket is starting to look like a mirage. For families like Mia's, dependence on the grocery store comes with a price. Worry, sacrifice, and the constant fear that one bad month could mean empty cupboards. The system is designed for dependence, not resilience. But what if there's a way out? What if all that wasted space, the front yard, the side lot, the back patch nobody uses, could become the answer? For Mia, the tipping point wasn't just about saving money. It was about taking control, turning frustration into action, and refusing to let the system decide what her family eats. History is filled with stories of small plots overturning the odds. During World War II, Americans tore up lawns and vacant lots, turning them into victory gardens. By 1944, these backyard patches supplied nearly 1/5 of the nation's vegetables, over 20% of wartime food, grown not by farmers, but by ordinary families, stacking cabbages next to petunias and tomatoes in city lots. The country's collective grocery bill shrank, and the burden of rationing eased, all from land no bigger than a suburban backyard. Centuries earlier, the Chinampas of Mexico transformed shallow lake beds into floating gardens. Each rectangular plot, layered with mud and compost, produced 2 to 3 times the yield of neighboring fields. Farmers harvested maize, beans, and squash in rapid succession, their output so reliable that entire cities depended on these compact islands for year-round food. Modern agronomists still marvel at their efficiency, natural irrigation, constant fertility, and a density that outpaces most modern farms. In 19th century Paris, market gardeners packed vegetables into tiny, intensively managed beds, selling enough produce to feed the city while working land measured in fractions of an acre. Their records show lettuce harvests of up to 20 pounds per 10 square feet, proof that with careful planning, small spaces can rival the abundance of sprawling fields. These examples are not relics. They are blueprints. Each one proves that when land is organized with purpose, when every square foot counts, scarcity can be replaced by security, and a half-acre can become a lifeline rather than a limitation. Step through Mia's kitchen door, and the first thing you notice isn't the size of the lot. It's the way every inch is working. The closest zones, right outside the back steps, are where the real magic begins. Here, the daily rhythm of cooking and cleaning feeds directly into production. A spiral of stone and soil rises waist-high, packed with rosemary, thyme, and basil, an herb spiral that puts flavor within arm's reach. Mia pinches off a handful of oregano for tonight's stew, her hands moving from plant to pot in seconds. No wasted motion, no forgotten corners. Just beyond the herbs, raised beds stretch in neat rows. Each 4 by 8 foot box holds a different season. Spinach and peas in February, tomatoes and peppers by June, broccoli and garlic as the weather cools. Companion plants, marigolds, nasturtiums, edge the beds, guarding against pests and pulling in pollinators. The soil is dark and loose, fed by a 3-bin compost system tucked in the shade, where kitchen scraps and yard clippings break down into life. Every week, Mia turns the pile, checks the thermometer, and sifts out worm castings for another round of planting. Rainwater barrels, 2 blue 55-gallon drums, catch every drop from the roof, sending it through drip lines that snake under mulch. Nothing is left to chance. A single dwarf apple espalier, trained flat against the fence, offers up 30 pounds of fruit in a single season. In this inner ring, effort is rewarded almost immediately. The kitchen garden and its perimeter don't just save time, they multiply it, turning daily chores into harvests that fill baskets and pantries. These first zones are proof. The path to abundance starts just a few steps from the door. Beyond the kitchen beds and fruit trees, the outer zones of Mia's half-acre reveal the hidden engines of food independence. Tucked behind a line of berry bushes, a small flock of hens patrols a movable pen. 8 birds, selected for both eggs and hardiness, lay over 1,500 eggs a year, enough for breakfast, baking, and barter. Each shell is a quiet guarantee against empty store shelves. Nearby, 2 dwarf rabbits contribute a steady supply of lean meat, yielding between 120 and 180 pounds annually. Their compact size and efficient feed-to-protein ratio make them a practical choice for small spaces, and their manure goes straight into the orchard, closing the nutrient loop. A single beehive hums with activity on the far edge of the lot. The bees pollinate every blossom, apples, blackberries, squash, and reward Mia's stewardship with 30 to 60 pounds of honey each season. This sweet surplus fills jars for winter, stands in for sugar, and even finds its way into neighborhood gift baskets. The bees' labor multiplies the harvest, reinforcing the principle that every creature has a role in the system. But abundance is only half the battle. Mia's root cellar, built into the cool north slope, stores hundreds of pounds of potatoes, carrots, and canned tomatoes. Rows of glass jars line the shelves, each one a buffer against price spikes and supply chain chaos. A solar dehydrator sits in the yard, preserving herbs, apples, and green beans for the lean months. These tools, simple, low-tech, reliable, turn a single bumper crop into 12 months of security. For families who once feared the next grocery bill, the outer zones and their quiet routines complete the puzzle. Protein, pollination, and preservation, all working in concert to replace anxiety with assurance. Single season rewrites the family budget. MIA stands in her kitchen, calculator in hand, scanning a chart that now tells a different story. Last year, her receipts stacked up to $9,200. This year, after the homestead's first full cycle, the grocery bill drops to just over $4,500. Difference isn't a rounding error. It's thousands of dollars that stay in her pocket, month after month. Numbers echo what Land Central and the seasonal homestead found. A well-planned half-acre delivers $4,500 to $5,500 in annual savings, sometimes more. Return for every dollar she invested in seeds, soil, and sweat, the return is staggering, up to 150% year after year. Relief. Mia's relief is visible. What once felt impossible now looks like victory, charted in black and white. When the Texas freeze swept through in February, temperatures plunged to -2 degrees. Grocery shelves emptied in hours, but Mia's homestead kept producing. Root vegetables survived under thick mulch, and hardy greens pulled through beneath row covers. Her insulated chicken coop held steady. 40% of local flocks were lost, but her hens laid 250 eggs that month. Even as rainwater barrels froze solid, an underground cistern held enough to keep the garden alive. While neighbors faced price spikes and rationing, Mia's family ate from their own stores. But nature isn't the only threat. Homeowners associations and city codes can try to shut down front yard gardens or limit livestock. Land use attorney Maya Patel explains, state law now shields rainwater capture up to 2,500 gallons, and recent court rulings have upheld the right to grow food, even against HOA pushback. Resilience isn't just about weathering storms, it's about knowing your rights and defending your harvest. Right now, as food prices break records and supply chains falter, half an acre isn't just land, it is liberation. The difference between scarcity and abundance lies in every layout choice. Independence no longer belongs to the few. It is waiting right outside your door. What would you grow first?